Alright, hey guys, it is Chris here again with another video, and in this video today we're going to be taking a look at some Kmart and Sears stores, excuse me, within the New York City metropolitan area. Now the reason why we're taking a look at some of these Kmart and Sears stores in the New York City metropolitan area is because it was just announced today by TranformCo, not on an online list of stores closing, but there was a phone call from corporate today going out to certain stores that they will be closing in mid-April of 2020. And unfortunately, 3 of those stores, 2 Kmarts and 1 Sears, are within the New York City metropolitan area. Now, unfortunately, the Kmart stores that will be closing are the Kmart store located in West Long Branch, New Jersey, at very close to the nearby Monmouth Mall, and the Kmart store at Penn Station, New York, right near Penn Station, right near Madison Square Garden. And Sears will be closing another store in New Jersey, and that will be the Sears and Roebuck store at the Woodbridge Center Mall in Woodbridge, New Jersey. And there is also another Sears store closing that actually was not posted on this list. The Sears and Roebuck store located at the Morristown Mall in Morristown, New Jersey, that's with an E, not an I, will also be closing in mid-April. So 2 of the 3 levels Sears stores in the state of New Jersey will be closing, which means that Hackensack and Livingston will be the only 2 3-level Sears stores, Sears and Roebuck stores within the state of New Jersey. So, of course, we're going to get a street view, but first we're going to read the article from the Asbury Park Press about the Kmart store closing their very last Jersey Shore location. Did not mean to do that. Kmart closing its last store at the Jersey Shore. Kmart is closing its store on Route 36. Its last store at the Jersey Shore in mid-April, the company said on Tuesday. Liquidation sales are expected to begin later this week, said in a statement from TranformCo, the company that was backed by former Sears CEO Eddie Lampert, a.k.a. the man that screwed over Sears and Kmart. And then here's Larry Costello, everybody. After a careful review, we have made the difficult but necessary decision to close the Kmart store in West Long Branch, New Jersey. Liquidation sales will begin later this week, and the store is planned to close in mid-April, TranformCo said in a statement. We encourage our customers to continue shopping on Kmart.com for all their product needs. And they obviously declined further comment because that's all they really need to provide to a news media outlet. And then this just goes on about other things, about Sears and the current sales going on at Sears and Roebuck at Freehold Raceway Mall. And then CB Square is getting a new tenant. This is going to be a different video. I'm also going to be putting this up, I believe, later on tonight. But so yeah, so it's very sad. I mean, I guess we'll start off with the Kmart store in West Long Branch, New Jersey. So this Kmart store is located in West Long Branch, New Jersey, at the intersection of New Jersey State Route 36 and New Jersey State Route 71. It's literally just outside of the Monmouth Mall, which is one place I still want to visit. So this is quite an interesting Kmart store. It's a classic one-level Kmart store. It's the last one at the Jersey Shore, so I mean, for it to stay open this long, it's pretty freaking cool that it's been open for this long. So I guess we'll start here, right on New Jersey State Route 36 West, because that's where the main entrance is. And I mean, typically, even to find these Kmart signs, it's very rare to see this sign for a Kmart. Nice shopping carts, by the way. So yeah, I mean, I didn't want to do that. So yeah, I mean, the fact that the Jersey Shore is losing their last Kmart, I mean, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Sears and Kmart as department stores are done. I don't think they're going to give up on the smaller format business, although TranformCo could really seriously be running out of money soon. But I mean, you could even tell that it was inevitable that the store was closing. Just look at that rust on the left portion of the sign. So it's saying that they didn't really care about this store anymore, and it's it's just really sad. I mean, it's really sad of what's happening with Sears and Kmart. Last week I was in 2 days ago, I was actually at the Sears and Roebuck store at the Newport Center in Jersey City, New Jersey. And it didn't look good. So, I wasn't surprised when the announcement came. I mean, I knew it was going to be sooner than later because, they want to get the ball rolling on the rest of the stores because, I do think that 2020 is going to be the last year for Sears and Kmart to be in operation. But, we'll just have to wait and see what happens. So yeah, here's the Kmart sign, and you can see pharmacy. So you guys pretty much get an idea about that sign. So I'm going to go ahead and actually move on here. But yeah, I mean, to find that sign in 2019 is rare. Let's see, Kmart customer parking only. I guess they didn't want people parking here to get free parking for the beach. But I could even tell. Look at how dead this parking lot is. So I'm not surprised. Look at how dead this parking lot looks. There's very few cars at the front. No cars here, no cars there, no cars in the back. It's pretty dead. It's sad. It's really sad of what's happening to the Kmart brand, and I personally blame Eddie Lampert and his bad leadership, and clearly, he's a Wall Street billionaire. He doesn't care about these people, who work, minimum wage. They work these jobs all day. That's their life, and for this billionaire to come in and take that from their feet. Now they gotta get on if they even can afford a computer. They have to get on the computer. They gotta make their resume, and they gotta try and get into a different store. It's just unbelievable, that this man, and I do agree, man. How does he sleep with himself at night? Sometimes, I don't like to blame CEOs, but Eddie Lampert, he's screwing over the average person who probably makes, $9 or $10 an hour. It's a lot for the man to screw these people over and not care at the end of the day. But anyways, let's get to more about this Kmart store and less about Eddie Lampert. Eddie Lampert just disgusts me, and I don't want to keep talking about him. So I believe this used to be, I don't know, this might have been another store, actually, believe it or not. I don't know exactly what this store was at one point, but we'll give you a few seconds here to admire this part of the building. Okay, moving on. We'll get a little bit of a closer shot. You can see too it's really like the 1970s feel. There's a sign right there that says no trespassing between 9 p.m. and 7 a.m. I guess they've had issues with people coming back here after hours after the store is closed. This might have been another Kmart sign at one point too. So yeah, no parking anytime. That's kind of cool actually. Wow, look at all those no parking signs. That's like the first time I've actually seen that. It's like every column there's a no parking sign, a no parking sign. I guess they were really serious about this. I don't know what this used to be. This might have very well been a different store. I don't know exactly what this was, but it looks like it's since been walled off. Or it might have been the entrance. It might have been another entrance into the Kmart store, and I guess they consolidated operations and just moved it to the front. So you got some plants over here, classic looking plants, and then you got the big Kmart sign. Like I said, this is probably going to be the best view of it. You could see too the big Kmart sign. It's very like faded on the top. You can tell too that they probably haven't been looking after this sign for many years. This store is very similar to the Lodi one. The only difference is the height of the ceiling. The Lodi one has a much smaller ceiling. This Kmart is very similar to the Kmart stores like in Wayne and Trenton. Just a very similar feel, but still kind of sad. This is truly Kmart's last Jersey Shore store, and after this one closes in April, there's not going to be a Kmart store near the Jersey Shore for Memorial Day weekend. Which it's crazy to say that because they don't have any more of them. So it's sad. It's really sad, but it's all about Eddie Lampert, unfortunately, and him not caring about the company and not giving a hoot about the workers and stuff. Because look, at the end of the day, the workers are the ones who deserve the pays and the raises, and clearly they're not going to get that with Kmart or Sears. So, anyways, but yeah, this is the front entrance. I think you guys get the idea of the Kmart sign, so I'm going to go ahead and move on. Oh, and by the way, this is kind of unique. There's a nice big old Kmart sign right there on the no parking sign. That's kind of cool, I guess. I don't think they have that. Oh, wow. Okay, the whole row. Wow, that's really cool. Look at all those Kmart signs. This'll definitely be missed. Wow, that's kind of cool. And then you got a bunch of plants too for the garden. That's nice. Now, I don't know if the garden center is still opened up at this store. I believe it is. I bet this is what the garden center is now. It's just a bunch of these plants put on the outside. It looks like this store still has a pharmacy. Wow, look at how faded that pharmacy sign is. That's awesome. Wow, you can tell that they haven't put a new pharmacy sign, and they haven't been able to put up new pharmacy signs because look at how much color this has lost over the years. It's crazy, absolutely crazy. Wow. And then it's these are just a whole bunch of plants. It's really nothing special. Oh wow, look at that Kmart garden shop sign. Wow, it looks like the garden center was not the one it was. Wow, look at that. Holy moly, that has lost color over the years. You can tell that Sears does not give a damn about this store. They haven't replaced the S on shop, and the color has faded. That's when I knew, like, yeah, this store is going to close pretty soon, because they don't even give a hoot. So, but yeah, that's really cool. Wow, I can't believe the color faded on that sign. So we're gonna go ahead and move on here. So this is the looks like this is the former garden center, or the garden center might be in the back. This, I believe, used to be the Kmart Audio. I guess they accept Amerigroup Medicaid. This used to be the Auto Center in the back, and it looks like that has been since closed off. This might have actually been a Sears Auto Center at one point when Sears and Kmart were going through that merger back in 2005. Excuse me. But yeah, you can even tell me. Look at these posts. Look at how rusty they are. So I knew that it was inevitable for them to close this store next. So I'm not surprised that they're closing it this year. But it's still very sad. That this Kmart store is closing along with some others. So I don't think there's another sign here. We can't unfortunately go, or maybe we can. Yeah, no. So this is the garden center right back here. It looks like, oh, and look, there's another Kmart sign, very much like the Trenton location. This is what's left of the garden center back here. And that nice big old Kmart sign, by the way, as well. And then finally, you have the interior of the garden center as well. So that, I guess, is kind of cool. But anyways, so I think we can actually get a 3D view of this Kmart store, because I don't think we can get a street view of the back. So here it is. This is a 3D view of the Kmart store located in West Long Branch, New Jersey, right off of Route 71 and Route 36. So this is it right here. You have I guess what I would call the southeast entrance of the store, the only entrance of the Kmart store. I think this store used to be laid out much differently, because I think it may have been, but I don't even know. It's much different now than it was probably back then. So we'll go ahead and flip around. Back here we have the loading dock for the Kmart store, right? I believe right here. It probably used to be back here, but they probably have since moved it. This is the back portion of the Kmart store, and it looks like it backs up into a development right over there on the left side. And then back here, I don't know. I don't think there was a sign back here. This might have been the old loading dock at one point for the store, or this might have been something else. I'm not 100% sure, but I think now they use this as the loading dock for the store. Personally, I'm not surprised that this Kmart store is closing. I'm just surprised that they waited this long to close this store. I guess it was a top performer or something, and now they're finally getting around to closing it, because the company as a whole is going down. But I don't want to spend too much more time on Eddie Lampert, because we still have a lot of stores to go over. So yeah, you guys get the idea. It's the Kmart store in West Long Branch, New Jersey. So the next Kmart store that I want to go over very briefly before we move on to Sears is the Kmart store located right near Penn Station, New York. Now this Kmart is also unfortunately on the chopping block for. I don't typically do street views in New York City, but this is quite a significant one, because this is, like I said, the last Kmart, or one of the top performing locations for Kmart in New York City. Now it's a little bit hard. There is a lot of people, so I'm going to try my very best to get a decent street view of the building. And if I do have to go back a year, guys, just bear with me. We're just gonna get a better view of the building at least. So bear with me if we have to do that, if that's necessary. So here it is. This is the Kmart store located at Penn Station, New York. I'm just going to very quickly go over it. This is actually a multi-level Kmart store with a lower level. They actually, it's really sad too. They poured a lot of money into this Kmart store, and now they're turning around and and closing it. I mean, this was the Kmart store that they had that Sears protest in. I think it was with a bunch of Toys R Us workers. I've seen it on YouTube, and if you guys, I'll actually put a link to that protest in the description below if you guys want to see that protest. But yeah, it's a real shame. They went in here last year, and they were kind of right. 2 years later, here we are in 2020, and it's going to close in mid-April, along with a couple of other stores as well. So it's still very sad, but you know what? It's like I said, it's too much competition, and Sears also has a bunch of lawsuits. So yeah, that's why they need to close these stores to save some money. So, anyways, you guys get the idea. I can't do any. This is the best I can do with Street View. So, anyways, we're gonna go ahead and move on here. I still can't believe that this Kmart store in Penn Station is closing. I mean, now I know that the evidence is real, and I do think that Kmart and Sears will be seeing the end of life. I believe at least. So now we're going to switch gears over to Sears. And the reason why we're switching gears over to Sears is because Sears will also be closing 2 stores in New Jersey. Those 2 stores are going to be the Sears and Roebuck store located at the Woodbridge Center Mall in Woodbridge, New Jersey. And the Sears and Roebuck store located at the Morristown Mall in Morristown, New Jersey. Now, recently, I also made a video on Woodbridge Center back in, December? I think, or no, November, because Lord & Taylor announced it'd be closing Woodbridge. So I do not plan on visiting this store, guys. That's kind of why I went to the final, right? Because I kind of figured that it would be closing, and I guess I was indeed correct. Wow, I really thought it was going to last out, but now it's closing. I knew too, with the floor being downsized, I knew that this Sears would be meeting its death pretty soon. So we'll get started here in just a little bit. I mean, just in a minute. So first up, we're going to take a look at the Sears store from the northeast entrance of the store, the northwest entrance of the store, and the southwest entrance. So let's go ahead and start with the northwest entrance of the Sears and Roebuck store at the Woodbridge Center Mall in Woodbridge, New Jersey. Now, this Sears and Roebuck store actually has a very, very interesting. Hold on. I'm going to try and fix this, guys. So give me just 1 minute. Let me see if I can get a better shot of the building. There we go. Yeah. Otherwise the Sears is kind of chopped off. So before we get a better look or more in depth of this store, this Sears and Roebuck store used to be an Abraham and Straus store, which was short for A&S. And then in 1995, it became a Sears store, and it is actually one of the 4 three-level Sears and Roebuck stores in the state. And there's also another 3-level store also closing as well in South Jersey. So the reason why I won't be making a trip to this store is because I already went back in December, and it's very pointless for me to come back just for the elevator in the building. I already got a video of it. I kind of knew with the top floor being downsized, I knew that this Sears and Roebuck store would be seeing its death pretty soon. It's still a shame. But again, corporate greed, and that's it. So now they're going to be closing this Sears and Roebuck store at the Woodbridge Center Mall in Woodbridge, New Jersey, in mid-April of 2020. So this is still very devastating, and it's still very sad. So we're going to go ahead and move on here. You guys get the whole picture with the Sears sign. So over here we have the Sears loading dock. That's a new Dave & Buster's, by the way. So we'll give you a few seconds here to admire that merchandise pickup sign. You could tell, too, they didn't even leave this part out from A&S. So we'll give you a few seconds here to admire that. All right, and moving on. And then just this area of the loading dock. So we'll give you a few seconds here to admire that without Dave & Buster's being photobombed. Yeah, I mean, you could even tell that this loading dock was not meant for a Sears. It was more meant so for an Abraham and Straus store. So it's still very sad that this store is closing. I mean, I'm not going to make a trip here, but if I'm offered to go to this mall, I guess I would take an official final run on that elevator, but I don't know yet. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. So yeah, this is the loading dock, and then this is the dumpster. But yeah, you guys get the idea. So first up, we have the northwest entrance of the Sears and Roebuck store. Very interesting building pattern because, as I said before, this was built as an Abraham and Straus, and Sears did not renovate it except the top level. And then moving on. So just more, just really just like this, all this cool architecture from A&S. This is going to be really sad when this store closes. So, but I mean, like I said, this was not built as a Sears. This was built as an A&S, and Sears eventually moved in the late '90s when A&S went defunct and merged with Macy's. And I guess Macy's had their store at Menlo Park at the time. Like, this is a pretty freaking cool Sears. I will say, architecture-wise, this is quite a piece of architecture. Like, I'm very impressed. Like look at how cool that sign is. Let's give you a few seconds here to admire that Sears and Roebuck sign. Like, I'll tell you, they don't make buildings like this anymore, unfortunately. Now it's just an unspecial building, no really detail put in. And even the garden, like, wow, like A&S, they went all out on this location. They really did. They were like they used every element possible. So, but yeah, it's unfortunate too. I mean, it didn't have to be this way, but I kind of knew with the third floor leaving, I kind of knew that this Sears and Roebuck store would be in trouble. I want to try and get a view of the entrance along with the sign, so bear with me here for 1 second. Yeah, this may or may not work. I don't know. I'd have to, like I said. Okay, there we go. There we go. That is a nice shot right there. Wow, that is a beautiful, absolutely beautiful shot of the Sears and Roebuck store at the Woodbridge Center. The I'd have to say north. Okay, the northwest entrance, because that entrance down there, I believe, was the northeast. I'm not sure exactly. So, anyways. But yeah, I mean, this is a very special store because, like I said, this was built as an Abraham and Straus. So it's I mean, even the architecture of this building is just absolutely beautiful. Now, I know I'm spending a lot of time on this building, but you can see why. I mean, the elevator inside sucks, but the outside architecture is just beautiful. It is beautiful, absolutely beautiful 1970s department store architecture. And now my freaking phone is blowing up, so I do apologize about that. But anyways. So now we're going to go ahead and move on with this video, and we're going to move on to the last side of the Sears store that we haven't covered yet. By the way, this was also, see, like, they went all out on this building. They really did. Like, guys, if you're into architecture, I would say make a trip to this Sears store as soon as possible, because once the new tenants move in, they will absolutely ruin this building. And it looks like this used to probably be an entrance as well. It looks like that's been walled off for many years. It looks like wow. And then this is the other portion of the Sears store. Like I will say, Sears, like, you did a good job thinking, like, to not even touch this building. It's going to be a real shame when they start touching this building, because it's just, I don't know. I mean, I know I like spending time on it, and but yeah. So I'll give you a few seconds here to admire that. Okay, moving on, and let's try and get just a little bit closer to one of the main entrances of the building. I'm trying to get in the center here, but I think you guys get the idea of this Sears store. Look at how, like, beautiful this is. This is so freaking cool. These lights and everything, just absolutely amazing what they did with architecture back in the 70s. It's just so cool. And then that's Red Robin over there. So, but yeah, even from looking from this angle, it's so nice. Like, I know you guys want me to move on to the next store, but I had to spend some time on this store. This is quite an architecture marvel in the state of New Jersey. It's absolutely beautiful. I mean, it's sad that this store is closing, and it's all because of one man who decided to ruin it, and that's one of the entrances right there. I'd say that this is now the I don't even know what entrance. I'll have to take a look at it in the 3D view, but. Anyways, all right, that's enough looking around at this Sears store. I think you guys get an idea of how this building looks. But I'll say, guys, if you're into architecture, I highly recommend you make this a top destination this year. If you like taking pictures for architecture or just need a nice project for school, I would seriously recommend getting to this store ASAP, as soon as possible. Because once this store closes, that's it. So we'll get a 3D view of this store. This is the southwest entrance of the store with the Sears logo. And then over here, we have the, what is it? The north, northwest entrance of the store with many Sears logos. Like, this was smart back in the day. I love this. Absolutely love this architecture. And then finally over here, we have the northeast entrance of the store, along with the loading dock, of course. So now we get to the final Sears and Roebuck store closing in the state of New Jersey. And that is the Sears and Roebuck store located at the Morristown Mall in Morristown, New Jersey. This Sears store I don't think is as special, but we have to of course get a street view of this store because it's one of the last ones that is closing. This one also doesn't have bad architecture, actually. Although Woodbridge's architecture is more in depth. I won't be visiting this Sears store, and there's a pretty good reason for it. It has a Schindler. So yeah, this looks like the loading dock for the Sears and Roebuck store right here, so we'll give you a few seconds here to admire that. All right, moving on. And then over here, we'll get a view of one of the entrances. Wow, they really blocked off the entrances with the windows. I guess wow. So yeah, they used to have windows up here. So this is actually a 3-level Sears store. There's actually a basement level. So it's very much like Hackensack. It's got a basement, it's got a first floor, and it has a second floor. So it's technically a 3-level store. I might not look from it on the outside, but on the inside it actually is 3 levels. So we'll give you a few seconds here to admire this entrance. I don't know exactly what entrance this is, so I will do it when we do the 3D view towards the end of this little store tour. Still a shame, though, that all these Sears stores are closing. And it's a shame they had to really, block this off. Like, this used to probably be a good entrance back in the day, and I guess they just started having problems with people stealing from the store. So I guess they had to do something about it, unfortunately. I don't think you can get we'll get you a quick view of that Sears sign. Because it's so iconic, the brand. All right, and moving on. And then this is the other entrance of the Sears store. This is covered up by leaves, so once again, I do apologize. I'll see if I can get a street view without the trees. Yeah, it looks like that's not going to happen. I'm going to have to go back a little bit in the parking lot. Let's see. Okay, that's probably going to be the best shot of the Sears sign that we can get. So, wow. Very sad, though. Just very sad. I mean, I do truly think that this is going to be the last year for Sears being in operation. It's very sad. I mean, it's crazy. Like, it's just absolutely crazy that they're all going out. That at least this next round is going out. So, but after this, South Jersey won't have any Sears stores left. This is the last one in South Jersey, believe it or not. So, and then this is the other entrance here. Only one door in the middle because I guess they, like I said, they probably used to display all kinds of merchandise here, and then I guess they started having problems, so they had to kind of just cover it all up, and then they just put solid wall in it. So I guess they had to. They were probably having they were probably having issues with people going into the store and taking merchandise. So that's why they had to wall all this stuff up. It's still sad. Kind of reminds me of the Sears and Roebuck store in Hackensack a little bit. So. Anyways, but yeah, this is the entrance to the store. And then finally, okay, yeah, they definitely haven't hung an American flag up there in a couple of years. That's probably been like that for a couple of years. And then finally, we'll get to the last entrance of this Sears and Roebuck store. So we'll get a view of this sign really quickly. Wow, look at how faded this sign is. A new E, the A is completely faded. But then the rest, and this is kind of faded, and the S is also, like, the S is kind of faded, the E is the newest, the A is definitely destroyed, like, that'll never work again, and all these letters will be coming down. So, give you a few seconds here to admire it, though. So, anyways. Ugh, stupid GroupMe keeps going off, it's so freaking annoying. And then this is the final entrance of the Sears and Roebuck store. So we'll give you a few seconds here to admire it. In Morristown, at the Morristown Mall in Morristown, New Jersey. Like I said, it's a shame they had to block off the windows, but I guess they had to do it for good reasoning. because I think they were probably having problems with people stealing in the store. It's a shame too. They used to go all out on in malls with display shops, and then, like I said, people just started stealing from the display windows. So I guess they had to do something to resolve the problem, and it was probably just cheaper to just seal it instead of completely removing it. So that's why they had to do that back in the day. So, anyways, it's still very sad though. And Morristown is going to be in some serious trouble now because, I mean, they just lost their Lord & Taylor store not too long ago. Now they're losing their Sears store. And, you know, I'd say, I mean, Boscov's is going to be the only anchor left after this Sears and Roebuck store closes. So, and then this is just a quick close-up on the entrance of this Sears and Roebuck store. All right, and then finally, now we're going to go ahead and get to the 3D view part of the video. Oh, God, man, this is a lot. It's a lot to take in, guys. Let me just see. Was there any other Sears sign here? No, just this part of the building, which I think you guys get an idea of. So, anyways. So now we have gotten to the point in the video where we're going to get a 3D view of this Sears and Roebuck store. So let's go here. So first we'll start off with the southwest entrance of the store right here. Next up we have the northwest entrance of the store, which would look like it was a big, huge entrance back in the day. And then finally we have the northeast entrance of the store, and then the rest of it is just in the mall. So, anyways. All right, so guys, that's about going to do it for this video about Sears closing, about Sears and Kmart. Sears closing 2 stores in NJ and 1 Kmart closing in New Jersey, and also one Kmart closing in NJ, 2 Sears stores closing in NJ, and 1 Kmart closing in New York. So, anyways, guys, that's about going to do it for this video. I'm just going to check right now and see if there are any last-minute links to look at for any other stores, and if not, then we will go ahead and end the video. So, I'm just going to do that really quickly. I don't know why this isn't working. All right, hold on. Give me 1 second, guys. 1 second. Let's see. Any other links? This could take a minute, guys. I'm going to try and undo the Wi-Fi. I know this is long. I do apologize about that. I did not intend for this to be a long video. But I just want to make sure I don't miss out on any links. So, okay, it doesn't look like there are any other links. So, I'm just going to check really quickly and see if Sears in Woodbridge has a link, and then I will end the video. So sorry guys for keeping you waiting. I just want to check to make sure that they haven't posted a link just yet. Okay, all right, so guys, that's about going to do it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will make the information available as it becomes available and give you all those links. So anyways, guys, thank you again for watching this video. Sorry it was long, but I wanted to make sure to get every detail. So anyways, guys, thank you again for watching this video. Please make sure to check the links in the description below. And that will be it.